Likewise, for those of you on YouTube, good morning and welcome back to another live session. Brad, we're going to go off of your watch list here today. Brad, we're going to check out your watch list. VTGN. Small bounce, but nothing in comparison to the move that we've had. Started in after hours. And gosh, wow. Anyhow, started off in after hours and is pulling back a little bit. You also have EDBL, which I have. XELA, I don't. XELA. Okay, small move here. And then, so EDBL, yeah, I have that one. It's one of the main stocks I'll be watching out here today. So shout out to Brad for a couple of stocks there. Let's fix this. So I have to pull this over up top just to, get more screen real estate. So that looks good. So EDBL up 49%, $1.80, 10 million shares of volume, 2 million shares in the float. Good unique volume. Is it unique volume, usual volume? I can't remember, but anyhow, it's relative volume is what it really is. And there is a gap from yesterday's level. So EDBL, we got highs at 197. And I have the low. Some people might have it a little higher, but I have it at 163. Some people might have it at 170, which wouldn't be bad. A bit of a tighter hold versus these levels that we had here. So we'll see how this one does. So I'm going to check out the daily chart just to see if it starts to move, how far it can potentially go. EDBL. So looking at the daily chart, let's see. We got a high point of 208. We zoom out a little bit more. There's 245, 313, 426. Big volume candle back here. March 8th, 474. Trying to map out a few of these levels, not all of them. It would be nice to see this stock give a good move though. So I have let's see, 474. Let's put that in place and then let's map it out here. $313 and 245 I also like. All right, looks good. And again, maybe some people might watch it 208, but not a ton of volume in that area there. So yeah, we'll see how this one ends up doing. 943 for the 200 EMA if it's to get up that far. So a couple of levels, 245, 313. Again, some people might even watch 208 potentially. But looks decent. Looks decent. Moving on. I also have MOGO, which is down a lot. MOGO. MOGO at 30%. And it's less than $1, 1.5 million shares of volume. Floated 65, a little higher. But this, our scan today is not really the best scan, right? When I'm looking here, I'm looking for volume mainly and then the float. So even CPRI, 114 million shares is just, I'm not gonna look at that. It's just too much. PHXM, 4.2 million shares, not bad. MOGO. So MOGO, let's pull it up. And look at how this just sold off. I mean, this is not good. From 208 all the way to 97. So hopefully we get a big bounce to like 150 or something. That would be nice if that could happen. 208 for the high point on MOGO. Lows somewhere around here. Let's see. 93.50. 93.50. Can we get over the VWAP level? Can we break out? Can we push? 124. If this is to get to 124, I'd start to expect it to keep pushing up some more. Can we get to levels such as 150, then 175, and then $2? We did have the stock yesterday that made that big move was a stock that sold off pre-market. So as we know, anything is anything, right? Anything can happen. There is no expectations. My goodness. Why? Why is my heart beating so funny? It's just too young for this. Anyhow, yeah. It's 22. Moving on to the next stock. Did we check the daily chart? MOGO. Let's check the daily chart. Bro, what is going on? Wow. So we got a high point. I'm looking back. Let's see, 295. This is on, what is this? July 13th, 295 is a good area to watch. And then we do have some room above that level. 432. There might have been a, well, I don't think so. Never mind. I was gonna say there might have been a split. And then again, 432. I'm just gonna drop these lines and then edit it. 432 looks good. All right, moving on. PHXM. PHXM, again, another cheaper stock that sold off a little bit from the highs. I gotta check out Marcelo's watch list. 96. 96.30 for highs. There might be a continuation name or two that I might be overlooking, so I can double check yesterday's movers. There's the alarm for screen recording, so I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why my heartbeat kind of just started going nuts. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm supposed to be invincible, right? I'm supposed to be invincible right now. Low at 54, 54.40. Did I even put on the screen recording? No, I didn't. Let's do that. Let's finish that. That is crucial. There we go. And I was going to say the daily chart. PHXM. I also have to type up the watch list. So PHXM, fairly recent IPO going back to 2020. But yeah, I'd love to see it above 130 and then, let's say 130, 140 area. Then can we open up a little bit more, $2 and so forth. But 130 is a good target, being that we're this cheap right now. 130. And yeah, I'm not going to put too many trend lines. Again, if this even gets up to $1, that'll be great. So those are the top three. So as mentioned, there's been some other ones. MF, for example. VT, what was the other one I saw? VT something, VTGN, maybe? Or am I just making up names? Yeah, let's take a look at MF. You know, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's not obvious, you know. It's good when the stock is obvious, when you know it has a chance for sure. Let me see what Marcelo has. Well, Marcelo's also saying nothing looking super good. At least that's what it looks like. Slow day. Slow day. So I'll write it up here. You know, the market is just this thing where we just don't know. There could be something really hot coming. Maybe we might have to wait till later into the morning. Maybe something right happens right away. We just have to always be ready and also be patient at the same time. Generally, that's just, you know, something that makes sense. That way, if it's slow, we don't hurt ourselves. If it is hot, then we are prepared. Watch list. Okay, there we go. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So we have stock EDBL. Can't type to save my life. Mogo. We have PHXM. Do I put MF up there? I don't think so. I'll just leave it like that. So there's a 2 minute warning, and I want to talk quickly about how I want to approach the day, and it's going to be simple. So, you know, I want to take it slow. It's like any other day. I want to take it slow. I want to be patient. I don't want to start deep into the red, so I'll use slightly smaller size. And then if there's a very obvious stock, strong stock, something that like it seems like everybody's watching, then I want to size up if there's something linear in terms of patterns and edges, price action trades. Other than that, I don't want to overtrade the consolidations, and I do want to size down on pullbacks to protect myself. Generally, I want to be disciplined. I want to stay focused, stay locked in, and trade to the best of my abilities. In terms of our disclaimer, guys, remember that I am not a financial advisor, not even close. I am also not an economist, nor am I an accountant, right? I am not a forecaster or none of that stuff, all right? In fact, I am a college dropout. That's exactly what I am, a college dropout. I dropped out of university to try and learn how to day trade, and here I am. So I'm not a professional in any means. I'm not a professional day trader. You know, I'm someone who just learned a skill and is a non-professional. So, you know, do not take anything I'm saying as financial advice. This is just me trading and my thought process as I'm trading. If I wasn't live streaming, I would have been doing this anyways. So remember that like any other business, day trading is risky. If you do not have if do not use money that you do not have, all right? Do not use money that you cannot afford to lose. So it's better to approach trading in a low risk way by using a simulator. That's where you can practice trading the live market with artificial currency, or use risk money, money that if you lose it all right here, right now, it does not affect your livelihood, it does not affect your lifestyle, doesn't mean you have to go into debt and you can't pay the mortgage, all right? So be smart about it. Be careful. Understand that trading, like any other business, is risky. Day trading is risky. Do not try to copy trade me. That is a recipe for disaster. All right. Lastly, remember to be careful and to be safe with the imposters out there. A lot of fake accounts. A lot of fake Relentless trader accounts. Oh, okay, we're bouncing a bit. I'm going to be out a little too soon there. 89. Lovely, lovely move here so far. Damn that fill, boy. Okay, let's stay professional. Although that was a bad fill. Probably should have held that. Yes, I should have held that. Scratch trade. Okay, so stock EDBL seems to be moving a little bit. I needed to hold that trade. That was poor execution on my behalf. I gotta buy faster. I'm getting some not so good fills. Gotta be quicker. 89. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. So 86. Okay, okay, cool. So we got a high of 95. Let's see what we continue to do here. We know what needs to be done. That was a lovely move. The halt is at 25. The halt's at 25, so just waiting. That was an excellent move, man. You can't ask for a better breakout than that. $35 for the halt. I'm impressed, as always, with the market. It is important for us to hold up here. 34 for highs. So we got a new 5-minute candle. Waiting patiently. You guys know I like it high or low. High or low. So I'll just wait here. Not the best start for me, not at all, especially since we had that move. Just could not get into a good rhythm. But lovely stuff. The break of 95 was amazing. My goodness. Struggling. 37. It's not good. That's not good. It's not good. Well, it bounce here. It must. It must. Needs to. I don't know. It feels like it's struggling. I think I need to wait. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not going to say anything, but ay ay ay. 204 for the lows here. I don't even know if there's another stock moving. I haven't been looking at the scans. You know, are we? I mean, uh, struggling. I can't make up my mind here. Jeez, this is not good. This is so much indecision in my head. It could work though. I mean, you know, I guess the question is always the same, right? Do I think it's more bullish than it is bearish? I think so. I think so. But I didn't give that trade a chance, which isn't good, because if we start to curl here, then I've missed the trade already. But that was a good entry though. Indecisive in myself, which is not good. Shark, okay. Yeah. Well, 3. Well, that's very disappointing. 1 cent. Okay, we'll take the loss, no problem. Jeez Louise. That was a break of a seller I took. It just went up by 1 cent. Not great. I'll re-average if I need to. The new candle is here. But we'll see if it holds up a little higher this time. I know exactly what I need to do though, you know. So tomorrow. I made the same mistakes that I made yesterday, which is awful. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it, what that is, in the recap. I think right now it just comes down to time. Over time, we'll see if it curls back up or not. Seems to be having trouble at 11. I don't think there's a seller there though. VTVT. There we go. Can we hold above this level here? It still seems like it's having some trouble at 10. It might end up being just like the other stock yesterday where we're maybe gonna go like this for an hour. I don't know. But it's still early, right? Maybe we make the new high on the 5-minute candle here. Struggling again. If we see 06, definitely a false break. Okay. Was that the 11? I mean, and 20, but we keep putting in these topping wicks, which is too much selling. We're not recovering well. 15. Okay, that's good. It's saying 29 though, which I didn't see 29. I didn't even see us go through 20. Why so much selling at 20 after buying up all the shares? Doesn't make any sense. 614. Seems pretty healthy though so far. The 5 minutes. Soon. 8. Take a scratch. 10. This candle is about to close. That false wick at 28 makes it seem like it's a topping wick candle, but it's not. Still has a small wick on it though. High of 20 or 21. I don't know how I managed to trade the stock so poorly. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. So we got a bid 10. Let's see how it continues to do here. That sweet, sweet break of 2, man. Mm-mm-mm. I'm not really interested here. Maybe it holds up again. It might. It probably will, but I'd like to see a good test of strength. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Time. It's 9:51. It's pretty early, but VHXM. Still nothing on not on the other ones. EDBL. Still watching, still waiting. Yeah, I see why yellow. I have it up. I don't know. It doesn't really look the best to me, so I'm still waiting. To be honest, right now, I mean, we'll see if anything else hit. I'm right now just, being patient, but if nothing else comes, I am willing to be out of here. We'll see if anything else comes, though. It just depends. EDBL, whilst we're still holding up VWAP, I'm concerned that it might be on the backside already. Similar to what we saw yesterday from the other stock where we had to move up, and then once we had the pullback, we kind of just went sideways and then ultimately broke down. So we'll definitely need it to hold up over 20 if we can get back up this time. So this was the second pullback. I opted not to take it, waiting to see if we can curl back up through the highs. So far, it's been a good moving stock. YELL, potentially over 20. Is there something there? There's 18. As usual, there's a seller, 25,000 at the level. 24. Can we hold? There's another seller back. Oh, I'll leave that alone. There's another seller back at 20. Nothing wrong with the break back below if we're going to slingshot back up, but seems like it might be a little tricky. YELL. So are we coming down a third time? EDBL. Day trading, I tell you. EDBL, again, are we going to be able to get back over 20? Low was 05 just now. This could break down here. And if it's to be good, can we slingshot back to 05 and then get short sellers trapped? If not, Titanic to the depths. Well, it was a pretty good stock. You can't really ask for anything better than this. I have to admit that despite trading it very poorly. You can't ask for a better stock than that to start the day. For the price range, the move it gave, how it did the move, I mean, that's exactly what we would need for like momentum to the depths. So it's kind of like one big move, and then once the pullback comes, there's a few bounce opportunities, and then we kind of break down. Some traders will still take opportunities down here, but for me, this is where the stock is in now no man's land. I will not be touching this below this type of level. But again, depending on, if you still want to take some trades, there'll be opportunities for people who are more aggressive and they don't mind the backside dips or bounces, let's say. I remember there's this guy from the Discord that's where he did his best. Not on the front side going up, but when the stocks are finished, and he wasn't even going short, which was crazy. But for him, he just could read the move so well as the stock starts to break down to be in and then catching a bounce and then over and over again, all the way till the stock is like done for the rest of the day. I tend to stay away. I definitely know there's opportunities. There's some trades that I could see, but I'm not too fussy. I prefer the front side going up. These green candles here. This is what I like to see. Just happen to trade it very poorly. But we went from 172 to 234 in a few minutes, which is a pretty solid move for this price range. What happened to me once I missed that dip at 80, not holding it long enough, I had no reason to sell that trade. I kind of got frustrated with myself in that moment too. I already said, okay, my risk was at the low of the candlestick. I'm risking 3 cents. What's my problem? I kind of got frustrated there. Like, why in the world did I sell this trade before it stopped me out? And again, it's this issue that I have at times where I kind of put too much on the level two, which is not good for that particular type of situation. It's good for other situations, like a halt resumption, let's say yesterday. So, mistakes, personal mistakes. Yesterday in that halt resumption, where I'm supposed to cut the trade, I'm adding. Today, where I'm supposed to hold the trade, I'm cutting the trade. Nonsense. Unacceptable trading. So, there's no time like the future. So, looking forward to shore up if there's another stock coming or again tomorrow. Just depends. CXAI, not much here. In fact, this shouldn't even be hitting the scans. Not enough volume. Nice stock from a few weeks ago, though. Not today. Not today. So, being that I botched this morning, if we don't see anything else, I think it makes sense to walk away with small green rather than to force something. BRSH. I didn't have that one. Let's see. It's halted. The daily chart does not look great though. So this was a stock from a few days ago that moved up in after hours, or let's say after the lunch hour. Pulled back in after hours, pulled back again yesterday. So is this short sellers covering causing this kind of a move? Can there be an opportunity here? Potentially. But I don't know. It might not be the most obvious one. And then on top of that, the volume might be a little lighter. But maybe there's something, right? But I think it'd probably be a little bit more high risk versus a stock, let's say that's the stock of the day that, just broke a new high and got halted up or something. Or halts up on a red to green. BRSH. The resumption is coming up in a couple seconds. 4:56. If not, it's a 10-minute. I don't plan on trading it. I don't mind watching it here just for the sake of watching something, but I don't plan on trading it. It'll have to like get halted up with a big move or something. Here we go. Will it give a move through 5? Oh, 2 for the halt up. This is not easy though. This is a huge like 20-cent spread. Right? It's never easy, but 88. Will it get locked in at 02? The halt is now at 33. Can we get above 5 and hold above 5 for the whole dollar trade? Come down in size. Baby share size. 20-cent spread. Oh, look at that spread. It's even worse. It's holding, but it's also not going. So we'll just take the loss. Great. Lovely. 20 cents even with 500 shares. Well, there was an opportunity. The spreads opened up a little too much. Break and hold a 5. It's going to work, but I'm in a little too high. Thanks for the small size there, because if we had 2,000 size, then we'd be down 500, which is no good. No bueno. Lows at 4:52. 10:05 a.m. Will we curl back up a little bit, maybe? The daily chart, once again, not really the best, but, some small opportunities. Maybe even big opportunities if you're buying with huge size. So we held up the low right there. It looks like it might try again. Fair fill. Let's see if we can get the halt up. Will it happen? And not quite. I should have just sold that for a gain. The halt was at 25. So a small loss in that one. See, this is the thing with the spreads that makes it tricky too, is that the stock looks good, but it's not really good because if there's a little bit of selling, it drops like 20 cents, right? It's always a trick with a spready stock. But that was a good hold though from 52. It's showing a high of 38. I'm not sure why that's showing. I think 22 was the high. Unless I might have missed the burst. We got about a 12-cent spread here. $52. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The resumption I thought was difficult though itself. When we opened up, the spreads are a little crazy. If you don't get good fills, you could get red pretty quickly. But you got a little bit better, and break of 5 if you're in early enough to try and sell on the ask could have been good for about 25-30 cents. The dip to 50, a little bit big of a pullback, but as we get back above VWAP here, potentially at 70, if you're liking the dip, to watch it. That's the key for me, is if I'm watching at it. If not, I don't stand a chance of getting in. So I'd say two nice entries in terms of just clean entries. The halt resumption a little tricky. So here's 50 again. The halt down is at 40. I definitely don't like it here, but will we curl back up again? So this is the second pullback, but under these circumstances doesn't look so good. I don't know. I think this. I don't know. It's. I'll wait till 10:30, but I think that might do it for me. Just call it a scratch day. I don't know. See anything else? The scanner was soft, so the one stock we had sold off. Maybe there's another like random stock at some point later today. So I could come back in the afternoon and check. Yeah, I see why ELL. I have it up on the screen here at the top. But even this stock doesn't look good for me. Like if we look at the daily chart, look at where we are here versus previous green candles. It's like this area here does not look good. Like we're coming into some resistance. We're not in a great uptrend. Not saying that there's not opportunities, because there's opportunity on any and everything. There's also risk on any and everything too, but not to say that there's not opportunity. It's just not really ideal for what I look for. So I approach this type of stock, I'm kind of, a little skeptical. But that was a good joke. That was a good joke. So BRSH again, for the aggressive dip traders, it's going to hold up 50. And here we are again at VWAP area. Despite not looking the best with high of day volume on that red candle going down, it held up again. So it might give a test of 5 over time. I'd love to see it hold above 80. on the bids for a shot back at those highs. So we'll see what happens. There's about a 13-cent spread, 8-cent spread here. 70-cent spread now. So we'll just hold up this level here. See how the way how it breaks over the level here, it's just not really good for a high of day scalp. Spread's 30 cents. But we're gonna get to test the 5, which is good. The halt is at 21 if it gets up there. Well, we've been seeing a lot of sellers up high, so what will it be? And there's a drop to 83 and a 40-cent spread. Tightening up a little bit, back to 10 cents. Can we get locked in at 26? It looks like it might. Not. All too many sellers. 39 now. That was close though. I don't know who puts out those. There's a big seller, 35,000. Jeez, goodness. I don't know who puts out those type of orders into the halt like that. But that's pretty dangerous. If I don't think covering happens on the bid like that, so it's like people buying that high. Well, this stock is a roller coaster. It's back down again. So there's a seller of 36,000 shares, an immediate drop. I would have loved the entry over 80, but it happened in too much of a wild way with the spreads. So no entry here for the potential move up. There's someone asking if they should buy the dip and someone asking if they should never buy the dip. Guys, you have to learn how to trade for yourselves. No one can, tell you where to buy, when to buy, how to buy. It's something that you'll have to educate yourself on and make your own assessments and analysis. Because no one knows if a stock is going to go up or down and when it will. If we could do that, then everybody here would have been rich already. But that is not the case. So remember that trading is risky business. What day is today? Thursday? Today's Thursday. Yeah, just waiting around. Not a lot going on right now, right? Getting, again, I'm so young. Why am I getting, I'm getting like back pain, all what's going on today, man? I need to go take one of those ice baths that you'll see online. It's not really even back pain, kind of like side pain, side. Not seeing a lot hitting scans, just, being patient. Slow day. One hot stock that came and went like yesterday's news. I still can't believe I managed to trade that stock so poorly. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I think for me, it's kind of like one of my like last issues that I have left with trading, that like things that frustrate me is, and I've been saying this even for years, really, is having everything I need to be able to trade the stock well and not trading it well for whatever reason. It's almost, it's pretty ironic, really. It's kind of crazy. The split second decisions, the key moments. There's a few areas every day where it's like, you know, it's go time. Those are the areas where I sometimes I'd say I'm too soft, too nonchalant, too passive, maybe even lackadaisical to some degree. Some of it does have to do with expectation. Um, if you're expecting the stock to be a certain way, it's a little easier to make a decision. But if your expectations is a little lower, then you kind of can let something go by, which isn't good. Which is not good. VTVT. So there's a couple of stocks that are just dead, no volume. YELL, VTVT, TNGX. Like these stocks, they don't have any volume. PHXM, no volume. MOGO, no volume. So just a slow day. EDBL, big volume, and now again, similar to the stock from yesterday. But once the move is done, it's done. So there are some backside bounces, few here and there. Not Relentless Traders 3, where are those bulls? The bulls are sleeping today. Ken taking a break and is out fishing. Ken is out fishing. I'll check the YouTube comments to see if there's any questions. Let's see. ART. The most volume I've seen on a stock, I think, was like 900 million shares or more on GNUS. I believe it was GNUS, like maybe like 2 years ago or something, or like a year ago, a year and a half ago, maybe. But I believe it was stock GNUS. The way how it traded in the open is how it remained throughout the entirety of the day. Just a ton of trades through and through and through and through and through. Yeah, back to the questions. Yeah, I think 900 million shares. Moving on. Yeah, Steve, I'm about to pass out. Shoots. Oh, when I'm saying let's see if those shares get filled, there's usually a position that's on the bid, like a big position. And sometimes, the shares will get filled. And so I'm just kind of watching to see what's going on. Let's say, for example, the stock is at $2 and there's a big order of 50,000 shares at 196. Sometimes the stock will come down and the position will actually be filled, and somebody's shares are or orders being completed. I appreciate the live stream. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I had one margin account, Johnny, that I was trading below PDT. This is just lack of knowledge of cash accounts, lack of knowledge for simulators. Because I would have went to the simulator right away if I knew how good it was, and not even wasted time with one trade every 3 days. The interview was nice. I appreciate it. Guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up if you have not already. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. So coming on up, how do you determine your risk, trap trader? There's a couple of factors. One, the first thing I look at a stock, I'm looking at the volume. If the volume is a little lighter, sometimes I'll just stay away altogether. If there's some volume but the spreads are big, I want to account that I could get terrible fills. And I ask myself, what is an amount that I feel comfortable losing? And BRSH is actually a good example of this. You know, you guys have seen me use 3,000 shares plus on a stock like this many times, but in terms of the price range. But for this one in particular, I just only used 500 shares because, I took the time to look at the level two to see the spreads, understand that the spreads are big, and that I could get murdered against the spreads, and this is exactly what actually happened. So I want to reduce my risk to an appropriate amount that I'm comfortable with, so that it prevents frustration and those type of things. Um, there's also the type of setup. If it's a breakout trade, usually I'm selling very fast. If it's a pullback trade, a lot of times I'll give it a little bit more room to work. It's why I mentioned earlier today that I was a little upset with myself for stopping out of a trade so soon, is because I was holding that particular trade to a stop loss versus watching price action to get out. And I kind of sometimes, become too tunnel vision on the level two, which is not good for every situation. It's good for some situations. It's good for the breakout trades, not the pullback trades that I'm holding to a risk. There are pullback trades that I can watch for price action, quick in and out. If it doesn't bounce right away, I want to cut it. But when it comes to holding to a stop, then so those, that's how I essentially manage risk on every single stock, every single trade. There always must be a stop on every single entry. Even if it's a quick trade, there must be a stop. I should never be in a trade just holding it for dear life. That is very, very, very risky. MF. I mean, if it goes, I'll trade it later. I don't know. One trade a day. I mean, it's not a bad way, but I would still prefer the simulation where I can trade unlimitedly and be able to gain data quicker, more data faster in a shorter amount of time. Instead of one trade a day, maybe you take 100 trades a day. I mean, it depends though. It depends on the strategy. Not everybody here trades like how I trade, of course. In fact, a smaller percentage of people trade this type of strategy. A lot of you guys right now are trading options. A lot of you guys are trading large caps. you're just here for the sense of community, and you have no business or don't care, let's say, about the small cap world, you know. So it depends on your strategy, right? Not to say that one trade a day can't work, but if you're looking to trade this type of style of trading where it's very like fast paced and a lot of trades, then it might be better to do it in a way where you can do that. But if you can only do one trade a day and that's the situation you're in, it's better than nothing. All right. Let's see. What did I miss? When use the margin. Did I juggle two or three? Oh, we kind of answered that. Elon Musk knows when the stock is going to go up or down. Maybe for Tesla. Maybe for Tesla. I mean, he'll know about the earnings. I mean, you know, this is why they don't allow insider information and insider trading, right? Is so that they can prevent people from certain companies, especially like large companies, to give out any insights to what the financials are. That way, you know, the market has to react on its own. What a disaster of a day here for me. You know, there could be a day where I'm down way more, but traded better, and I feel better about the day. As crazy as that sounds. BRSH back up. I think what I need to do is remind myself more of like maybe, and this I'll do this before I even get on the live stream, is to like remind myself more of what I need to do, because sometimes it's almost like I forget what I should do in a particular area. And not like, you know, not that I'm like lost completely or anything, but you know, becoming lackadaisical and easing off too much versus like continuing to pay attention to the technical. So it has to do with like paying attention, really. Paying attention, making sure I don't miss a technical, because it's different if there's multiple stocks. I think on those days like it's better, or let's say you can cut yourself slack easier, because if you look away from one stock to trade another and then you miss the move, you know what you're gonna do. But if you're watching one stock, there's no excuse, right? For where I am with my trading experience, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. So got to make sure to pay attention, stay locked in, and stay focused. High standards, though, always, right? High standards. You got to keep the high standards. It's not a matter of like putting pressure on yourself, but just, you know, trying to be the best that you can be as the individual. No matter it's trading, something outside of the trading world, you know, can we be efficient? Can we be our best selves? So being that it's 10:30 and there's not a lot moving, I'm gonna shut it down early today, and I'll come back maybe around like power hour. But my computer will be open, so if something like starts to move and it's called out in the Discord or on the scans and I see it, I can trade. But right now it's on the slower side. Small green, or let's just say scratch day, right? We're flat on the day. And quick summary for those of you that might be now tuning in. We missed out on the front side move on EDBL. We didn't trade to the best of our abilities. So we can review some footage on that one in the recap, and study up and be ready for tomorrow. So, early day here. Stay safe, stay green. If you're going all the way to 4 p.m., TOMZ. If you're going all the way to 4 p.m., continue to be diligent, continue to be patient, continue to trade to the best of your abilities. With that being said, the pastor is signing out. Guys on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Well, you always get like 400, 500 people, but only 100 likes. I wonder if 300 of the people here are just like bots or something. I highly doubt that. But yeah. Hit that thumbs up. And we'll be on our merry way. Likewise with Facebook and Twitch. Take care, guys. Stay safe, stay green.